Hey, what's up, everybody? So, first off, thank you for joining me. Next, I've got two lessons today, and I'm just going to go right into it because the first lesson is going to improve your trading skill as soon as you understand it. So, the first lesson I'm going to call emotion or stress, but I like emotion better. So, we're going to begin with this story. Yesterday, I came on YouTube. For those of you that are here every day, I appreciate you. I really do. I made a prediction, two predictions. The SPY would fall today and the UVXY would spike. And I also had 6 Carnival puts that I was carrying over to today. But here's the story. So at 11 a.m., when the UVXY is up the most and the SPY is down the most, I'm selling. I'm securing profit. It doesn't mean that I didn't think the market would go down lower. But here's the I might as well just get to the point of the lesson. The point of the lesson is I ended up doubling down on my UVXY, doubling down on my SPY puts. As the market opened to spike higher, the UVXY dropped. The SPY was spiking. I doubled my position. And here it is. Every time that I was checking my phone or my computer, I would check the SPY, I would check the UVXY, and I would check Carnival, okay? Now, I had different size increments in positions. I had $11,000 in SPY puts. I had $6,000 in UVXY calls. And I had $1,800 in Carnival calls, which ended up turning into $1,600. The point is, I checked each one of those if I checked one, I checked all 3. Just because I had different amounts of money, it doesn't matter. So you're stressed, or I was stressed, because I'm telling you from my own point of view. I was as stressed about $1,800 is that I was stressed about 11,000, and the 11,000 ended up turning into 23,000 because I made 108% on my SPY puts this morning. So I still had Carnival puts open, and I'm still checking. I only got $1,800 in there. I made $11,000, and I'm still checking. And 5 minutes later, I'm checking. Hey, did Carnival drop yet? I'm checking. Did it check again? So that's the lesson. The lesson is no matter the size of the position, you yourself are not going to change. I like stress. I like risk. So it doesn't matter to me if I'm in one contract, or I could save $5 by selling something and then buying it back cheaper, or save $5,000 or $50,000. I stress about it. Did I make the right decision? Did I make the wrong decision? So if you're feeling it on your account, what I'm telling you is this is normal. For me, I will stress over $5. I'll stress over $45,000. My stress level is pretty much the same. All right. So now the second lesson is really dear and near to me because you guys watch me every day. Some of you, over 1,000 have joined my platform, over 5,000 on Twitter, on 13,000 on Webull follow me. So you should want to know who the hell I am. I mean, I talk every day. I've been doing this. This is probably like my 94th session. So I'm going to ask you to give me a few minutes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and what drives me to help educate you and make you smarter traders, and where I get my knowledge from that I try and share with you guys, okay? And then why I created 349. All right, so me, I grew up in New York City. I was always gifted with numbers. I was always a couple grades ahead with math. I got a perfect math SAT score. When I was a senior in high school, I worked for a hedge fund, D.E. Shaw. They offered me a job, so I didn't have to go to college, but I decided I like things easy. I'm going to go to college. A job will be there for when I get back. So yeah, went to college, enjoyed that, went to Wall Street. I went through 6 different companies in 5 years. Every time I got situated, my headhunter would call me and say, somebody else wants you for this. Quantitative math, this type of math, whatever it was always math and numbers related. I ran the capital calculations for one trading desk. I did multiple jobs, and I always did them very efficiently. All right, that's what I'm good at. But I left Wall Street because there was ridiculous shit going on. Such stock manipulation. They're taking advantage of the retail trader. Now, back then, it was like middle class. There was upper class, middle class, and then you were just poor. Now, middle class was in the market, but middle class did not have the advantages that the upper class had. The guys on Wall Street that were all suited out, the shit was unfair. So you didn't have the internet where you could check and Google shit out. Hey, does it make sense? Hey, is there any news story going out? Everything used to go through Bloomberg. Everything used to go through the financial services first, and then they would release whatever story they wanted to do. All right, so I left Wall Street. I said I would never come back. The pandemic hit. I decided that there were so many traders. I started trading again myself. There were so many traders when I posted that were doing the wrong thing. They were taught to buy the ask. They were taught to chase. They had FOMO. The comments that I would read were so disturbing on people that are hurt during this pandemic, and they're losing their money. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to create something that everybody can afford. So I created $3.49 trading, $3.49. So I don't care if it's a teenager that wants to get involved with trading, all the way to somebody who's retired or jobless or whatever the situation is. It doesn't matter. I made it affordable to everybody. So here's the thing. People say to me, dude, you are so not perfect though. No, but I trade at 90%. I teach you efficient skills. I teach you all these skills to make you a more efficient trader. So for $3.49, I don't claim to be guaranteed 100%. I give you strategy. I give you lessons. I give you all that. So I'm going to end that real quick. I don't need to make this a commercial. If you're part of the platform, great. If you want to take a chance, great. If you want to share this video, great. What I'm asking everybody to do is give a thumbs up. I'm into math analytics. And what happens is YouTube processes the likes and they send me out to more people. Oh, no, here's the other thing. I'm going to talk about a couple stocks right now and a couple positions. So let's get right into it. And this way you guys can add it to your watch list or not, okay? Sava, S-A-V-A. If you look at the one-day chart, in fact, if you look at the history of the stock, Cassava, right, it tends to dip in the morning and recover like a ladder throughout the day. So I look for the morning dip. I look to buy call contracts only when the market's somewhat decent. I mean, the market was, I guess, somewhat decent. It threw up on itself, then it recovered. But if you look at Sava, S-A-V-A, it had nice stepped recoveries. Okay. Then next, Win Casino. Now, I just wanted to see how low Win would go this morning because I said that it would go to 85 the other day, and I think it hit 82 this morning. Yes, 82, 81. So Win Casino is pretty beat up. Do I think it could go lower? Not much. 81 is really the bottom, maybe like 80. But I'm telling you right now that unless there's a major Delta variant outbreak again, that stock sort of seems like it's bottomed. All right, then I've got my penny stock, which I sold at 20 cents, is now at 22 cents, was almost at 23 cents today. It's up 21%. The symbol is ILUS. And no, Webull doesn't let you buy it. I'm not sure about Robinhood. I know I use E-Trade. I use Morgan Stanley. So there are other avenues to buy that stock. Why am I talking about it? Look at the chart. All this does is go up. Yesterday, it went down like 6% to 18.5 cents. And today, it goes up like 20%. All right, next, Affirm, AFRM. It's on my watch list. Why? Because I knew if the market rebounded today or when it rebounded today, I would be able to ride the coattails of Affirm because Affirm's a strong stock. I mentioned they entered into a deal with Amazon. They were as high as $124. Then it went down to like 102. Now it's back at 117. It was at 109 today. I didn't get in at 109. I got in at 111 when I was sure that it was at least making the right direction. That's fine. Now that goes counter to my latest position, which is SPY puts. Okay, that's how I close the day with a double position of SPY puts. So I expect the SPY to fall tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's get into it real quick, is quad witching day. All right. So the last 4 quad witching days, if you're part of the platform, somebody already posted about it. If you follow me on Webull, I already posted the same posting, meaning the last 4 quad witching days, the UVXY had tended to spike at least 10%. So understand what is going to happen, the domino effect, okay? We'll start off with one given. On quad witching, the UVXY tends to spike 10%, all right? UVXY. If the UVXY is spiking 10%, it's not doing it alone. The markets are responding. So what effect does it have on the markets? Okay, the markets would have to be off 280 points and maybe 250 points, meaning it would be an ugly day. So I cleared out some stock positions today just because I thought it was kind of frothy at the end of the day. I'm carrying my SPY puts forward. Now, here's the thing. It's a risky position. They expire tomorrow. If the SPY goes straight up tomorrow, I will lose $8,600. Yeah, so I won't be a happy camper. But again, I made money today. I'm looking to make money tomorrow. Each day is independent of the other. So I'm going to see if I have a couple more stocks that I wanted to mention. Citigroup finished at $70. I am a P-U-S-S-Y. Why am I a pussy? Okay, because Citigroup pushed up, and I said the 10-year pushed higher, which is good for banking stocks. Yesterday, it dropped, so I was like, I'm going to go into Citigroup puts. And Citigroup was $70.50, and then it spiked up to like $71 this morning. I said, no, I think the markets will get ugly, so I should be able to get out at least a break-even point. So it went down to like $70 and like 11, 12 cents, and I got out, and then it went even lower, and I could have actually turned a profit. Now that it closed at $70, yeah, if the market throws up tomorrow, it'll probably close at like 69 or under tomorrow. No, 69 seems like a good price. What else? Here's the other one. BLI. So I shorted this yesterday with puts. BLI, because Scorpion Capital came out with a short report on it. I made an announcement to my platform at $29. I said my exit strategy was $25. At $29, it was already down 10% on the day. It went down 25% to my $25 range. I profited 115% yesterday. I was flaunting it. I was bragging about it. Today, that company was down 25% more. The options that I was bragging about making 115% yesterday would have profited me 400% today. All right, next, Carnival. I was saying Carnival for the last 18 days rotates inflow, outflow, inflow, outflow, inflow. Guess what? Today it broke the fucking streak. I'm so pissed. It's been going. It was supposed to be outflow today. Now the good news is it actually went down today, 0.35%, which is probably like 7 cents. No, it didn't have a killer date, and I'm not claiming to be right because my options are still worth less today because the IV ate away at that. But I'm looking for Carnival to go down tomorrow. No doubt. And again, I now have 9 contracts. It's not a hell of a lot of money. It's probably like $1,500, $1,600, but I give a shit about all of my money. I care about the $100 bill. I care about the $10,000 bill. All right, what else? Oh, Life. I might end on this, and then we'll go into questions. Life, L-I-F-E, pharmaceutical company. They have a book value of $144 million. They announced they were offering like 8 million shares, which is a third of the number of shares outstanding. So the company should go down. The offering's at $8 a share. The stock opened at 9 something. I said, watch it. It was pushing higher. I said, you guys push this as high as possible, and then I will buy my puts. So it went to $11, and I'm like, I'm in with my puts. I'm there. And then after I bought it at $11, Life spiked all the way to like $11.48, and I'm like, are you effing kidding me? I bought in. It goes higher. I bought SPY puts at 2 something. It spiked higher. So yes, I'm okay at the end of the day, but my timing sucks if I just teach myself, and it'll go in my notebook, the lesson I've taught before, to wait 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I would do so much better percentage-wise. I would be able to save like 16 to 22%. And if I'm killing it, another 16% would just be like heavenly. All right. So that was Life. The point is they're doing this offering. It would not surprise me if it sells off tomorrow. Yes, I am short. I have puts, but the offering's at $8. It will not close for 2 or 3 days. It's 8 million shares, right? No, it's 11 million shares. It traded 50 million shares today. So 1/5 of the vol. I mean, I think it's pure manipulation. That's all I have to say about that one. We'll see. I don't have a ton of contracts there, but I like to be correct. That's the whole thing. And then lastly, I gave an alert about SLV. There were some call buying. Yes, they were going out till January. But silver, the ETF, was what? 2107 when I gave the alert. It finished at 2125. For metals to gain over 1% like that, huge. And yes, if you're in that play, you're up over 18%, which is great. The SPY is down after hours, which is excellent for me to see, but I don't really pay attention to after hours. But 446.75 actually makes me green on my position. So actually, you can't trade the SPY. You can trade it. No, you can't trade it now. You can trade it up to 415. All right, so I'm done talking shit now. Please hit the like button. Not 1 second, Boris. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to do me the favor, all right, please pay this forward. Share it with somebody. Share it on social media. Be like, this dude talks about lessons. If you haven't seen my lesson from last Thursday, it's called Probability and Soda, all right? Crazy things. I love both probability and soda, and I gave a great freaking lesson on it, so you should watch it. Also, Monday's lesson, every lesson since I started doing 4 days a week instead of 5 is more focused and more centered. Now, what Boris doesn't know is he thinks we're only going 30 minutes. But what I'm going to guarantee everybody is 20 minutes of questions. We got to James yesterday who had a question or a comment on Tesla. We missed it. Somebody else had a comment. And then for the one douche who watches me, who comments and says, hey, dude, something about my transparency or some shit like that, and you'll all figure it out. What an asshole. All right, I'll just plain and simple say it. Of course, they're going to be haters. But if nobody gets what I'm doing for the goodness, I mean, I could have charged $100 a month. If I work with institutions, I could have charged them remotely each $2,500 to $5,000 a month, and I probably could have got between 4 and 6 institutions wanting to get information from me. All right, that doesn't appease me. I don't give a shit. I'd rather reach out to the 30 million traders that are out there. So I know I've only connected with, what do we have, 3,000 followers here, 13,000 over there. I get it. I'm 100,000 short and 1 million short of that too. So please pay this forward, share it, help me achieve my goal. If you think I'm bullshit, then don't tell me I'm bullshit. It's okay. I really don't mind, because I know I help people. All right, now, Boris, let's get to some questions. All right. Thoughts on Tesla puts that expire tomorrow? Well, I know the market was extremely strong at the end of the day. So, real quick, if you remember what I said yesterday, I was waiting for the biggest, most highest point of the market, the strongest point of the market yesterday, to enter into puts on the SPY and calls on the UVXY. That was the same exact effing game plan as today, which I announced at 1:15, just like I announced yesterday. So if you're following along, and let's say how this relates to Tesla, if you're in Tesla and you see the market rebounding and you know Tesla demand is strong and they're buying the shit out of Tesla. Now, the good news for you is they sold a shitload of Tesla at 3:59 p.m. However, Tesla finished, close to its high, not all time high, close to the high for the day. So the good news is you're on my side tomorrow, Marcel. Here's what we're thinking. The market explodes on itself, quad witching. Tesla goes down to 737 from what? 756 right now. So Tesla goes down 3% tomorrow. Yes, if the markets are ugly tomorrow, you will expect Tesla to go down between 3 and 4%. Always know what your goal is, okay? So if you see the markets get ugly and you're in Tesla puts, make a guess estimate. If the markets are not ugly tomorrow and it's just flipping, plus 20 points, minus 60, plus 30, minus whatever it is, then Tesla has a chance to break 760 because people like Tesla and there's demand. Let me look at the 1 month. Yeah, there's been inflow for 4 straight days. The good news for you is the volume was a little light today. So I do believe people are cautious about tomorrow. Let's get another question. I got to have some more water. Damn hot out. Never late. Always right for the game. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I was a winner today. Yes. Okay, let's remove the questions and let's get ready for the next one. I'll answer that question there. Oh, I wouldn't be in puts right now. So I'm going to talk about this real quick. Always feel like a winner. Some dude made 3 out of 3 trades today and made $600 on my platform. I was posting it. Good morning. And still not at lunch yet. And I said to him, feel like a winner, secure your money, and do not enter into a 4th trade until you're damn sure that you're going to be correct. Because who wants to be 3 for 3, enter a 4th trade, blow up your $600 that you made today, and come out at today 0? No, you made 600. Great effing day. You want to make an extra 120 on top of that because you have an idea and you're calling a perfect entry point? Great. Make the extra $120. Make the extra $130. I saw the question already, Boris, so you don't have to put it up. It was about win. Somebody had win puts. Somebody was asking about win puts. No, I would stay away from win puts. Now, they might be a decent trade tomorrow. If you're thinking about a day trade of win puts, then yes, you could probably trade that every day. However, the chart of win, and I spoke about this earlier, looks like it almost bottomed here. And if you look at it, I mean, it could definitely get uglier, but the markets would have to get uglier. So if you say to yourself, shit, the markets are too frothy, I think the markets are going down, then yes, I'll put a price target of $78 on win. However, if the market is kind of normalized or whatever, and somebody sees opportunity, right now it's $84, it could easily, if tomorrow is green and I'm incorrect, again, I'm not perfect. If I was perfect, I would charge $1 million to be a member. But at $3.49, you get my opinion, you get my strategy, you get the history. And here's the great thing. I'm moving in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2 months latest. I'm creating a war room in my new place, a 349 war room, where I'm going to have boards all over the place with certain stocks as reminders to me. Because when I trade off my phone or my computer, I don't like that. I used to have a war room with facts, with information, and that's what I'm going to share. So I'm looking at win. I'm looking at the 5-day. It definitely looks to have bottomed. I wouldn't be entering any new positions. You have the chance today, if you were in it, to sell, which probably happened first thing in the morning. Yeah, it bottomed around noon, which is when the whole market bottomed. Again, I got out of a lot of my positions at 11 a.m. because I was content with a lot of profit. But it bottomed around noon and it's been recovering ever since. I thought there might be a fake out around 2 p.m. and there might be a sell-off. And at that point, it got stronger when the president was speaking, which you got me. Every time I'm in the market in a bullish position and the president speaks, my shit goes down. Today, I'm in a bearish position. The president's speaking and the market loves what he's saying. All right, so the 5-day on Win, I just wouldn't play around with Win. It's not like Win's going to fall another 12 or 13%. The most you might get out of it is maybe 3 or 4%, and the upside's a lot greater. So, yeah, I wouldn't do puts there anymore. I would have got out of there today when it dipped. All right, next question, please. All right, thoughts on BBIG? Sure. I mean, I can look at the stock, and I will look at the stock, but the situation with BBIG hasn't changed. The same shareholders are still holding BBIG. The same short positions are still short, and they're paying crazy interest. I think they're paying over somewhere between 157 and maybe 160%. But if you compound that or annualize that, they're paying just under 1% a day, maybe like 0.6. So if they have 100,000 shares, they're basically paying like 48 grand a day to short it. They're going to want to start buying it back. Okay. So yeah, it's held its own. It went, let's see where BBIG was. I know it bottomed like 8. What was the bottom? Let's see. The bottom was 762. So it fell below its support of $8, but then it bounced up after that to like 940, which is pretty freaking strong. The bounce or the dip was at open when everybody was cautious about the market. And then when it had support, and it had some good volume today, 102 million. Again, the next time it has 300 million, which might not be till next week, you'll see it clearly at $11. Okay. Another question. Again, you got to wait for the volume of 300 million. All right. I'm not very familiar with these companies. I know Semi, or I call it Chemi, but yeah, I mean, I don't really like the chart. It has 2 buying days where it went up a lot the past 2 days from probably like 258 to 2. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the stock at all. So I would tell you, stay the hell away from CEMI. When it was $5, it was a great short, and we rode that down. When it was $2, it looked good, but I still didn't buy it. But some people in my group did buy it, and I'm sure they're riding it up to 268. I don't like it. All right, let me look at Lev. What is Lev? Levi or something? LEV. Line Electric. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. There's been a ton of volume here for Line Electric. 3 days. It's been lasting 4 days. So I guess volume for this stock's anything over 1 million. But again, it looks to have just broken out. So let me look at the 3-month chart because it's moved very fast. Yeah, I guess this one has room on the upside. Where could it run to? It could easily run to $15 or $16 next week. So guess what, Ellie? I'm putting this one on my watch list because it could run 30% next week. Again, I think it's going down tomorrow, so I might position myself well for next week on anything I want or like. Any long plays I have, if it takes a shit tomorrow and I'm right, I'll be like, okay, great entry here. Great entry here. If I'm wrong tomorrow, then I'll probably ride my positions until about noon or maybe 1 o'clock to give them the most effort they could have, and then I will exit out. Always have a strategy, even if it's a losing strategy. If you think you're going to lose, or worst case scenario, devil's advocate on your shoulder, you say to yourself, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Worst case scenario, market's riding against me. I will perhaps sell my positions at 1 o'clock when I know there's likely chance that it won't turn around. All right, let's get another question up there, please. All right, CCJ. First of all, I love that you're an engineer, man. Engineers, math, you understand things like that. So trading is great for engineers. Oh, I know this stock. Right. Somebody asked me about this stock the other day, and there's a lot of volume, and it's kind of consolidating. Now, understand, CCJ went up from $17 north of like $25 or $26 a day or two ago before they started selling. So I said, when the interest is there again, it will go back to $27. However, it is definitely consolidating. Volume was lighter today than yesterday, which was lighter than the day before. So it's had 4 red outflow days. But the 4th one, or 4 days ago, it was the strongest. Then it was going in order. So the last 2 days have been extremely weak. There was decent buying on September 10th. So yeah, once it consolidates and you get a good movement in the market higher, and you're like, oh, we're going to hit all-time highs again, then yeah, this one will probably push up to 28, something like that. Right now, I still think the market could sell off tomorrow. If the market sells off tomorrow, this stock could drop about 80 cents, which would be about 3%. All right, another question, please. So it's all based on the market tomorrow. It all depends. Now, I'm only basing, if you missed the earlier part of the session, I'm basing my prediction on the market tomorrow, it being quad witching. Quad witching, last 4 occurrences of quad witching, the UVXY has spiked over 10%. If patterns hold true, which they didn't with Carnival today, but if they hold true tomorrow for the market in a general capacity, not to mention if there's any type of news out tomorrow that could hinder the market, hey, the Fed's talking or that, whatever it is, I don't know. All right, let's look up body. You've got October, $7.50 calls. I don't know body. I bet it's what is it like? Body is like who got that? Beach Body, the company. All right. Shit, I know there was heavy buying today. Do you know why there was 7 million of buying today? Because there doesn't look like any news. Let me see if there were any larger buys or institutional buys. No, it was all retail traders, which were smaller buys. So here's the thing, man. The good news for you is retail traders obviously thought something of this stock today, and they might be able to push it up to the earnings amount, which is like $8.31. But if this shit spikes tomorrow, consider it your birthday. Take your profit and run. In fact, whatever you paid for these calls, let's just throw a number out there. You paid $1 and somebody's going to offer you $1.50 tomorrow. I would tell you, take your 50% profit. So whatever you paid, throw 40 or 50 or 60%, whatever you're comfortable with, put it there. If you get a spike tomorrow, which you could with a stock like this, because there was heavy volume today, you might get in and out. So you might get out, it might spike and then drop. And you're like, yo, I made 50% and everybody else is holding a heavy bag. So that's why I set my prices in advance. All right, next question, please. Hey, what do I think about swinging LOW? Okay, so I will look up LOW, but let me talk about swinging stocks, okay? Here's what I'm teaching you, and this is one of my lessons. So this is an impromptu lesson. Boris, let's remove the question for a second just so I can see myself. I get thrown off by lettering. I mean, I'm a math guy. When I see letters and shit, my mouth is like, ugh. So here it is. Here's the lesson. I don't care what it is. Know a stock like family. In fact, you could pick 1 or 2 stock. So this gentleman mentioned LOW, which is Lowe's. You could mention Home Depot. I like to pick Square. I used to do Win last year. Here's what you're looking for. Or Apple. You're looking for whatever stock it is. Let's go to Square, okay? So I'm going to look up Square real quick before I look at Lowe's. Square. All right. So Square traded today from 247 to 255. Now, anybody that saw my lesson yesterday, I mentioned Square trades in an $8 range. So 247 to 255. Holy shit, an $8 range again. So here's the point, and here's how you trade a stock that trades in a certain range. So number one, Square trades in an $8 range. So if Square is off over $4, right, then I know it's far enough from the center. If Square's off $5 and it trades in an $8 range, it could go as much as $8 down, but that's not likely. It's likely $5 down might be its most, and then it can go up to $3 higher. So if I can grab something at $5 down with Square and it trades in an $8 range, I could scalp something like that. So let's just look at Square for the today. Let's see. It traded at 247 to 255. It finished at 255. So again, if it traded at 247, and let's say, you would have had to get in early for that one. But let's go to Lowe's, okay? The point is, I want you guys to learn a stock like it's your brother, your sister, your family. That way, when it goes down too much, you're like, no, it's a buying opportunity. When it goes up too much, you go, no, it's a selling opportunity. You know it because it's family. All right, Lowe's in the last month has moved 9% to the upside, which happened generally around the end of or the middle of August. It has not moved so strong in the past couple of days. In fact, in the past 5 days, it's up 2%. It looks like it's peaking to me. I would stay the fuck away from Lowe's. Why? Because it doesn't move. It doesn't have a 5 or a 6% move to the upside. If you're lucky, you grab 1%. If you're really lucky, you grab 1% the next day. So 2%, if you're trading some options, maybe you're making 35 or 33% of the trade. I don't like it. For me, it's risk versus reward. Lowe's is expensive. I wouldn't want to be in that stock, short or long. Let's get another question up there. Thank you, Boris. All right. Yes, Citigroup puts. That's what I was talking about today, Diego. Thank you so much. I'm glad we got to you. The whole point is I was a puss this morning when it came to Citigroup puts. I was like, break even's good. I already made money on SPY. Again, I was looking at the overall picture. I was like, overall, I would like to make $15,000 a day. If I don't make $15,000 every day, if I made $15,000 every day, that would be great. That would be what, like $3.3 million on the year. I don't make $15,000 every day. In fact, I would be happy, at $2,000, $3,000 a day. I think that is greedy as well. I play small now. So that was my first lesson today. My first lesson, then we'll do a couple more questions, was I used to play $40,000 worth of whatever option play or $24,000 worth of delta options. Then I was right one day and they were worth $60,000. I said, you know what? If I'm right for another day, my $60,000 will be worth $120,000. Let me hold on to that shit. So my $60,000 then would go to $32,000 the next day. And I would have these crazy swings of you made $28,000 one day. You lost $13,000 the next day. You made so that's just too crazy. That's not investing. That's gambling. And I explained that in a lesson the other day on YouTube. So if you watch my lessons, it's all ringing a bell now. But the point is, when I have 12 or 13 contracts, I'm not shitting my pants. I'm like, okay, Carnival looks like it might go up. It was at 23.05 today. And it was like, I said to myself, it might go up. The most it's going to go up is another 20 or 30 cents. Might crush my options, but I do think the sell-off's coming. So for that $1,800, I'm going to wait out that $200 that I might lose today while that's happening. All right? So let's get to another question. I hope everybody understands that shit. All right, A, B, B, V for tomorrow. So everybody's interested in tomorrow. So understand my thought process on tomorrow is it's quad witching day. I've mentioned it a number of times. Maybe I'll shoot a video on it tomorrow morning. The point is, every other quad witching, the last 3 or 4, the market's been awfully shitty. So it doesn't matter what your stock is. If the market is shitty tomorrow and both the Dow's off 280 and tech is off 190, 194, what's going to happen to every single stock? Well, shit. If you're in Microsoft, you'll be off 0.8%. If you're in a crazier stock like Plantier, which had a great day today, it'll be off 6%. If you're in a Chinese stock, it could be off 4 or 5, or even if it's a real shitty day, 7 or 8%. It really depends on the market. So let's look it up. ABBV is Abby. Now, Jim Cramer once liked this shit. Now, I'm looking at the 5-day chart of Abby. Now, if you guys want to look at this with me, can you see that shit? I believe you can. The point is, do you see it? It's at the top of the screen right now. So out of the last 5 days, it spent psychology trading. The last 5 days, it spent half of the time on the bottom of the screen. It spent half of the time on the top of the screen. So just logically, looking at the 5-day chart, it's trading within a head and shoulders range, and right now it's at the head. So it's only likely, without even analyzing the stock, that it will go down. Now, I will analyze the stock for you. Again, it looks like it's going to go down. I mean, I'm looking at it. Extremely light volume. That means there's no real heavy demand. The last heavy demand day, or it was actually heavy selling day, was September 1st. It went from 120 to 112. So it's been going down. It's kind of consolidating. So again, that stock will move with the market tomorrow. If it's a shitty day in the market, that stock will go down to the 105 range. Snapshot, it'll lose 3%. All right, last question. Please, everybody, share this. When I tweet it out, instead of just retweeting something, it would make sense if you quote the tweet. So you actually retweet it and you're like, then you go at Bill Clinton, at Trading Guru, at Trading Chick, at whoever the unusual whales. Hey, you should watch this shit. So that other people that are interested in trading say, oh, okay, I don't know where I found this thread from, but I'll click on this. Oh, look, this dude is transparent. He's talking about this. Decent following, whatever it is. All right, you had UPS. Oh, you had puts, 917, 210. Could have got a better entry, but you got out at 245. All right, so you made $35 per contract. Maybe you had one, maybe you had two. You got the same position at $1.50. So here's what you do. No, I shouldn't have, but I did. You averaged down. Let me look at it first because I don't know what it is. UPS and UPS. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's going to move with the market. Same with FedEx tomorrow. If UPS goes down, it's going to go to 189 tomorrow. So you're going to lose money. So if you think the market is going to have a shitty day tomorrow, I'd be selling and cutting your losses. If you think the market is going to pop tomorrow. Now, again, the market surprised me at 230 by popping. So if you think it's going to pop tomorrow, UPS could easily ride up to $1.95. Now, if your options expire in a week or 10 days and you think that's enough time for the market to be strong because, you know, it is in a selling mode right now, then yeah, you could probably try and get a 195. Me personally, I wouldn't be in this position. If I was in puts in UPS, I would be much more happy going into tomorrow. All right, last question, then we're wrapping it up. Oh, I tricked Boris. He has no question. He's like, shit, man, let me find a question. All right, so I hope everybody gets it that's here. I appreciate you. I mean, why would you be here if you didn't? Okay, what happens with those holding puts on Spirit since the merger? I really don't know. I'm assuming same as the shares. I'm assuming that you have puts on the new stock at whatever the split was. So if you got like 1/8 a share of new stock, then you know what? I don't really know. You'd probably have to Google that shit. The last thing I want to do is end it with information that I'm not positive about, because I wouldn't be in that piece of shit. That piece of shit was being shorted. I saw it opened at like 68, then went all the way down to 48. I would steer clear unless you're just trying to scalp it, unless you're trying to get in at 48 and sell it like 60 and make a quick 25%. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching. Thanks, Boris.